Hello Leo, welcome to your reading. So this reading is about some home truths about the person or people that you think about. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so the first card that come out was the reverse Nine of Cups. So this person have actually lost touch with what is important to them, and I feel like instead of looking outside themselves for what makes them happy, they tend to search within themselves. And I feel that there have been some frustration with their wishes not yet coming true. They may have chosen things that not satisfied them, and it is like a sense where they're trying to reconnect with their goals and with their dreams. I'm seeing that they can be prone to excessive eating or drinking or drugs or partying. Next is the Eight of Wands. So there is some struggles that this person been going through, but it is to be get resolved. And I feel like there is to be things moving in pretty fast for this person. There is a lot of things that they are a bit fearful, especially the unknown, but there is a lot of determination with what they actually want and to try and remove whatever distractions that is in their way. And I feel like they tend to be very determined and concentrate on what they want, and there is to be a final completion coming in for them. Okay, next is the Emperor. So either this person is a father figure or they have a father figure around them that is coming in to bring in some security and some form of stability. And I feel like there is some form of trying to defend someone here. There is a form of stability and security and some firmness that is coming in here. There is also some advice that is coming in and someone wants to have a final say here. Some conflict regarding this person does not seem to scare them very easily as it may for others, and I'm seeing like this person can be very wise in some discussions and some decisions that they have to get involved with. Ten of Cups. So there was a form of trying to be happy where there was a lot of joy, contentment. This could have been to do with a relationship or regarding a family situation. There may have been some abundance and having that sense of playing happy families. There was a form of long-term commitment and long-term goals that this person did have at the time, and I feel like they wanted to start a family, or they may have been engaged to yourself, or they was married, and I feel like there is to be some alignment coming in for this person as well, and trying to follow their heart and follow their own intuition. Okay, next we have the Two of Swords in reverse. So this person is going to be facing a very difficult decision, and I feel like they don't know which direction to take. And as of that, I feel like they are actually going to be in a very hard place, because they need to try and make decisions for themselves and not let other people make decisions for them. Um, they are going to be reaching a situation with either a loved one, a colleague, or a friend. And I feel like there is quite a lot of third party involvements here, where there is a lot of refusing to see the situation from different sides. There is also a form of trying to make peace within that situation as well, but it just seems like it always tend to make things a bit worse. So it's like this person is going to go through a phase where basically they just can't win. Reverse Eight of Swords. So they did have some self-limiting beliefs regarding some situation. And this did plague them quite a lot, and this prevented them from moving forward with things. They did feel a bit trapped because every time they tried to do something or say something, their own inner critic comes out. And I feel like this is why they feel like things always goes wrong, or they don't feel good enough for someone. And I feel like they did tend to try and let the old self patterns go for new ones to come in. And I'm feeling there have been some belief systems that kept holding this person back as well. But they are going to be open to change, and I feel like there is to be self acceptance coming in as well. Four Swords. So this person had been taking some time out to rest, rejuvenate, and trying to recharge themselves. And this could have been linked to stress, relationships, a breakdown, some heartbreak, conflict, or some family issues or work issues. And I feel like they had this time to rest and try and think of what they wanted to do to make things go forward. And I feel like they needed to try and tune with themselves first before making that decision. Okay, reverse sword, King of Swords. So this person may have misused their power, or someone around them misused their power towards this person, because I'm feeling that there was a lot of ego um, that was running the show here, and I feel like this person or the person that is around them kept using their charm to try and manipulate someone, and I feel there's a lot of persuasion here as well. um, but there is that sense of being very smart, um, and there is that form of taking advantage either of a situation or of a person. Reverse Ace of Swords. So there was a form of a new idea or breakthrough that came in for this person, and I feel like something was emerging within them, um, and they wanted to explore something, but they was unsure if they were ready to act on that, and they just didn't know if it would bring an happy outcome for them. And I feel like there was a lot of clouded judgment around that as well, and it was some truths that needed to be seeked there. With the Star, this person did have a lot of wishes. There was a lot of hope and faith, um, and also there was that sense of releasing their old self and their old behaviour patterns for the new to come in. Nine of Swords. This person went through a dark patch where there was a lot of dark thoughts, a lot of negative feelings, feelings and people that was weighing them down, giving them anxiety and depression. They was being kept up quite a lot in the nights with this, because this just kept terrorizing them. They may have gone through a phase where they was having a lot of nightmares of the certain situation they was experiencing, and I feel like they was getting these negative thought patterns to overrule them, and with that there was a lot of obsession regarding some fears that they was experiencing, and there was worst case scenarios that was involved there as well. um, there was the sense of trying to examine a certain situation from a new perspective to try and also find some support from elsewhere here as well. Reverse Magician. So they had been going through a very big struggle, and whatever it was, they just could not see any progress in it. And I feel like there had been some manipulation or trickery that had some involvements to do with it, and I feel like things wasn't going the way it was supposed to. um either a certain situation or a person felt very off from the beginning to this person, and they feel like things needed to come to a change for things to get better. Reverse Hermit. So this person went through a phase where they wasn't giving themselves enough prioritization, and they wasn't having much of a reflection, because they needed to try and help find themselves back to their normal comfort zone. And I feel like they tried to rebuild themselves, but something just kept getting in the way of it. And I feel like also they had been the form of taking isolation a bit too far. So being a complete hermit, not going out, not acknowledging anyone. And I'm seeing that if they was in a relationship, then this person did withdraw for quite a while because they needed some time alone, and they needed to find that inner connection, to find whatever is going on so they can move forward with things. And I feel like they did try their best to respect other people's needs. And with that, it's like the sense of not wanting to be apart from each other, but needing that space for one another, to make that personal space, because everyone needs that personal space. Is very good for people. And I feel like if you separated from this person, then this is saying that you are going to be reconnecting with this person also. King of Wands. So there is a very strong masculine energy here, that is very charismatic, very focused, very determined, that is doing whatever it takes to manifest what they want, and they're going to be putting 100% support in something. And I feel like there is going to be long-term view with ideas of what this person actually wants. They're going to be future focused, future driven, and there is a lot of intentions and visions, and being very mindful of what they want to bring into their future. Reverse Justice. This person went through something that wasn't very good, and I feel like something happened that was not very morally right. And with that, people did not see something coming, and there was also choices that needed to be made. And I feel like there was some mistakes that this person had to take full responsibility for, and they had something on their conscience, and they feel like if they didn't come forward with their responsibilities and their actions, then they felt like they're dodging a bullet, so to speak. And I feel like there was some legal matters that was involved, and also an unfair judgment that came out of it. With the Empress, this person did have some form of brilliance about them, but also elegancy, nurturing, and having a sense of deep fulfillment here. They did come in to try and express themselves, because I see that they can be very artistic. They like their music, and they like some form of drama here. There is a lot of abundance and being surrounded by things, and living very comfortably as well. There is also a motherly energy here, so this person may be a mother, or they are going to become a mother, and I feel like there is a lot of compassion and support coming in here as well, and there is a possible pregnancy. Chariot card. So there was a lot of willpower, determination, and strength to overcome some form of obstacles. There was some action that was taken due to some form of challenges that was in the way. There was some happiness, but also people tried to distract and divert this person from their path. And I feel like they tried their best to be very courageous and bold, by trying to lay down some form of boundaries as well. And there was a travel and a journey here as well for this person. Okay, Two of Wands. So there is to be some form of plan of action coming in here. And I feel like this person's going to be exploring their options, and there is to be a plan ahead. They are going to be open to some growth and exploring new things, because there is contemplation about overseas travel or further education or some knowledge coming in. There is to be some choices whether to stick with a certain person or stick with a certain thing that they know, or to leave their familiarity to go into this once in an opportunity of a lifetime. Seven of Wands. This person had been challenged quite a lot, and I feel like they did work very hard to be where they was at the time, and I feel like there was a lot of stress that got to this person, but they did go through a phase where they needed to fight for what was right. They needed to stand strong, and I feel like they may have lawyered up or had some form of support here as well. Um, there was the sense of trying to back themselves up in a certain situation, and I feel like this all came as a surprise to some of you here as well. Someone was very persistent, very courageous, and they did confront those who actually posed as a threat. Two of Cups. So there was love that came in, where there was some conversations that needed to be addressed. And I feel like this may have been to do with a love interest or a form of sharing each other's values and having compassion for one another. There was a potential for a relationship to grow, or for a form of a partnership to grow, because there is mutual respect. And also I'm seeing there may have been a marriage or an engagement to this person here as well. Where there have been some form of great communication between you and this person, there also was some trust. Reverse Judgment. So there was a period of a form of reflection, where there was self-evaluation and a lot of contemplation, and this was to do with some past mistakes and regrets that needed to be cleared, to do with shame or to do with guilt. And I feel like there was a lot of doubt in themselves as well, and giving themselves some negative messages. This person's going through some form of personal growth, or they are, and this could be like quitting smoking or drinking or getting out of a bad relationship. And I feel like this could also be to do with a marriage or a job. But there is to be inner harmony coming in, and some stability. For some of them, I feel that there may have been a breakdown in a family relationship, where there may have been a lot of tension between this person and their loved ones as well. Reverse Six of Wands. This person went through a completed milestone, and I feel like they kept it very private. They kept it to themselves or to a small amount of people, because they was not very comfortable with accepting and receiving some public praise or public acknowledgement. And I feel they lack self-confidence. They can be shy and very nervous, and I feel like there was also things that they expected to work well ended up not going as well as they hoped. And I feel like for some of them there was some selfishness, or someone trying to cause a lot of arguments for them. Strength. So there was a lot of determination and willpower for this person, that they tried overcoming some form of uncertainties regarding some confrontation that was going on. And there was a lot of courage and maturity that was involved, and I feel like someone tried underestimating this person's strengths as well, and there was a lot of fears that they tried to overcome and try conquering, but they came from the place of love, bravery, peace, and also the form of forgiveness. Okay, Reverse Fool. So there is to be a project that this person have been thinking about, and I feel like they're going to be ready to take action on it, or a form of a decision, and I feel like it is not the right time for it as of yet. But there is someone or someone that is trying to hold this person back from doing so, and I feel like they may be taking too many risks, or they are going to be taking a lot of risks, because there is that form of trying to act very recklessly here. Reverse Five of Wands. So this person went through some internal conflict, and I feel like they were very unclear on where they stood with some important issues. And I feel like with that, there was feelings of, shall I stay or shall I go in a certain situation? There may have been someone who did disagree on whatever they was doing or saying, and I feel like there was a choice where they could have found the best option that sits with themselves and not with other people. Because also there was a sigh of a relief after a struggle here that I can see, where they ended up no longer being up against so much competition that they once was up against. And I feel like this person did try their best to work through the anger and some hostility, because there was this sense of being very secure in a relationship and not having to prove themselves also. The World card, so the last card for the tarot we have, there is to be a glow up for this person, where there is a lot of fulfillment and there is a completion. Also there is some form of a closure coming in as well, due to accomplishments. I'm getting this person may have gone through a marriage, a birth, or gone through some achievement here, and they accomplished it. And I feel like everything eventually started coming together for them to try and celebrate some success. And I feel like also that for some of them, if they didn't come to that completion, they're very close to, or they was very close to it. And I feel like they ended up going traveling for something that they wanted to be involved with. Okay, some hidden truths then about your person. So they said, I left when I saw you with someone. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. The timing just wasn't right for us. I hid who I really am from you. And I love you unconditionally. Okay, let's see what charms is going to come out for you then. Okay, so you've got a feather. So feather is telling me that you need to look out for some signs. So you have a feather. What else? You have the charm saying, I love you. So this person loves you. Okay, so the initials that come out for you then is, if you'd like to get pen and paper to write these down to see if you can make up a name, then feel free. So what we have then is Q, B, R, K, U, another U, E, L, G, E, S, X, N, and B. So let's see what I can get by here. Okay, so one thing that I can see here is the name Bree. So B-R-E-E. So we got Bree. We've also got the name Gus. So G-U-S. What else do we have? So we got Bree, we got Gus. We got Ken, K-E-N. Yeah, so that's what I can see so far that I can make out. So I'm going to tell you the letters again for you to write them down. So they are Q, K, E, E, N, R, X, L, U, B, G, and S. Okay then, Leo, so that is what I have for you. If you enjoy my videos and this resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.